And I just realized, did NightPhoenix join Team STARCOM? Did he leave Hot-Headed Gaming? Oh my god. If so, it's honestly a really good pickup. But here we go. We are getting into this and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood. We do have our representative. We do have our representative of Team KaoDa. I'm just catching up. It is going to be the Chinese Zerg player, the Red Zerg. It is Restart, aka Astronaut. There you go. And oh, let's go, Papi. Let's go. Now we know. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponents. We have the Ukrainian Protoss player representing Team STARCOM. It is NightPhoenix. And I am impressed. Apparently, Restart is up 1-0 versus NightPhoenix. I was not expecting that at all. Okay, so yeah, so far a really impressive showing here from our Zerg player. How did that happen, as NightPhoenix is going to be faking out a cannon rush and forcing a big reaction as well? Oh my god, Papi. And does force an overreaction here again. There was no forge behind this. Shout out to Sayo. There was no forge behind this, and NightPhoenix is just going to be a little bit more annoying here behind the mineral line. Already a great start here for our Ukrainian Protoss, as I quickly just update the title on the Twitch stream. So we quickly just update the title on what is going on. Sorry, I'm just sorting this out. Beautiful. There we go. I guess they're just asking if they are the last series, and yes, I can with confidence say that they are the last series. Earlier I was mistaken. But yeah, from here we do have a Stargate opener coming out from NightPhoenix. Again, for those wondering, we are big fans of NightPhoenix on this channel. We cast NightPhoenix a lot here on the CranKy Ducklings, as he's a regular competitor in the Sparkling Tuna Cup, and of course in OSC King of the Hill and many other online events. So I'm a little bit biased, but that's also why I'm really surprised. I'm unfamiliar with Restart, so for Restart to be up against NightPhoenix is shocking to me. I would have said that NightPhoenix was a heavy favorite player here. So yeah, really impressive. I'm really curious to see what Restart brings to the table, as we do see one drone going to be going down already. That does shade into the natural and gets a second drone as well. Up! Oof, before going down. So a really good amount of damage early on. Second depth shows up. We'll be able to pick up some lings, but not much else, as NightPhoenix is forced back. Meanwhile, at the same time, two lings manage to slip into the main base, and we get two probes as well. Restart able to reciprocate that damage. Able to put NightPhoenix on the back foot a little bit here. KaoDa. I'm just setting up some other stuff. Okay, we good. We are good, as the Oracle does zip into the natural base as well. Gets one drone kill, nothing too crazy here. Again, it was an Oracle opener into a second Oracle, into a third. Speaking of thirds, NightPhoenix is working on this third base. So far, everything's looking pretty normal. A pretty standard opener out of our Ukrainian Protoss player. Nothing too fancy yet. We have seen NightPhoenix be very aggressive off of a gateway army, but oh my god. What's with the Sky Toss today, Papi? What's going on? As we throw down a second Stargate, because we are going to be committing here to a mass Skytoss army instead. I'm curious if we head towards mass Void Rays or Phoenixes. There is no Fleet Beacon yet, and it is going to be Phoenix production. Alright, NightPhoenix, you have my... I mean, makes sense. He is NightPhoenix, he has to make the Phoenixes. Otherwise, he has to name change. On brand, on brand. Oh god! As the Oracles are barely going to escape. Taking a lot of hits here, but one of them, or both of them, will manage to get away with their lives. They get 5 worker kills, so very nice damage here, as NightPhoenix is going to be banking up and hiding all these Phoenixes in the night. That makes sense. So it isn't going to be a rush into carriers or a fleet beacon. It's going to be mass Phoenixes here. When they reveal themselves, they can not just take down overlords and supply block the Zerg player, but they can also focus down high-tech units like queens or ravagers, roaches, hydras, banelings. They have a lot of value as the Oracles, they come back in, still no spore, queens are out of position, 5 more drones go down. Our Zerg player Restart is really struggling here with their economy, really struggling to keep up with the aggression of NightPhoenix, whether it's the Adept harass or now the Oracle harass. NightPhoenix is getting out of control as we have a 3rd Oracle hitting the field. So it's going to be Phoenixes and charge lots coming out from our Protoss player. Additional gateways are on the way. This is going to be a very strong timing from our Protoss. And Restart is in the dark, is unawares as to what is going on, is just happily saturating on 3 bases. We do have a safety Roach Warren, +1 range is on the way. But we haven't seen a scout into the main, which is concerning. Despite the fact that Restart has a lair, there's no Overseer. There's no scout. Until now. Phoenixes are moving out. NightPhoenix is revealing his hand. And we'll see what we can get done here. There are a couple of stray overlords scattered about, but instead we go straight for the mineral line. Once again, no spores. Oh my god. Restart is so greedy. Only a spore in the main, no spore in the naturals, no spore at the 3rd. Or finally, sorry, a spore in the 3rd. But being punished so hard for his lack of sack defense. Time and time again. 6 more workers go down. The Oracles are going ham here on this hatchery. They won't force a cancel, but they will soften it up for the follow-up Zealot push. And here we go. Zealots are being warped in. Charge on the way. Charge now finishing even. I don't think this is enough Zealots to kill the base, but we'll see as the Phoenixes are heading towards that mineral line. Restart has to make a choice. Does he defend against the Zealots or the Phoenixes? Up. A bit of an overextension from our Protoss player. Does lose a Phoenix. Doesn't get the Overlord. Oh my god. No shot, they got it? That was a kill. That was a kill, not a cancel on the 4th base. Ay, ay, ay. 300 minerals down the drain. Meanwhile, now it's time to have some fun. We're going to be switching into Void, right? Oh, let's go. Not like this. Void Rays are on the way. Meanwhile, Restart is going all in. I like this. The economy is in shambles. There's no reason to try to macro out of this. It's going to be so difficult, nigh impossible. How many queens are in the Nidus? The answer is 8. We have 8 queens, roaches, and lings coming across the map. We are leapfrogging forward here with these Nidus worms. And NightPhoenix is not quite ready for this. Oh, everything needs to be brought here to the front lines. Phoenixes are coming in. Void Rays are putting in a lot of work as well. Can we deal with all these queens? Unless the roaches are pushing on through. The Phoenix is doing everything they can. They pick up almost every single roach. And the roach count is being thinned out. Likewise, though, there's no ground army. There's no ground army left. And Restart is breaking on through, getting on top of the Robo. Robo will fall. No more Immortal production. And the Queens, they stand strong. Void Rays are going to have a hard time pushing in. We can see NightPhoenix trying to take a different base instead. And behind this, we have a Hydra Den. Restart, he is not droning. He is not saturating his bases. Not yet. We'll see if he keeps on pushing or if he pulls back from here. As he can rotate from one base to the other, and NightPhoenix is going to be stuck on 2 bases. Will not be able to expand. Forced to cancel that 3rd. Takes the center base instead. Where else can he expand? I mean, unscouted, Restart doesn't know, to be fair. Okay, we're pushing on forward. Hydras are soon to hit the field. More Nidus Worms are being thrown down as well. Restart committing to his all-in. NightPhoenix supply block throwing down 5 pylons. Now we have to make a choice here. Restart, I believe he did see the mineral line. I think he saw the probes, yeah, just transferring over towards that center base. But he wants to push through the middle, push through into the natural. 14 Hydras are in production. Those Void Rays are going ham. Good force fields. Oh my god, there are no Ravagers. Roaches are falling one after the other. But likewise, the Queens are also putting in a lot of work. And here we go, the Hydras have arrived. It does look like Restart has too much. Only one Void Ray is left. The Phoenixes are being focused on one after the other as well. Transfuses are on point, and NightPhoenix cannot hold on. Does finally get that third base up and running, but what about the army? These Hydras are continuing to show up across the map. We still haven't seen that. We could deny this base if we wanted to, but again, we're just focusing on pushing through the middle. There we go. We do split off a couple of Hydras to deal with that. Probes are going down. NightPhoenix trying to break out. Alas, it's not going to be enough. GG gets called, and Restart, aka Astronaut, takes down NightPhoenix 2-0. Oh my, who is this guy? My god. GG. GG, well played. Hold on, I need to fix this up. Hold on. But yeah, really strong start here. Really strong showing from KaoDa. And now we do see this go all the way to or to our third set here, to our third best of 2. And Team STARCOM, they're struggling a little bit. They're gonna have to rely on Wayne. Up next is Wayne versus Ghost. Catching up with the chat. I am catching up on the chat, and now the pressure is on Wayne here to bring it back for his team. To bring it back for Team STARCOM. He is more of an evening Phoenix right now. Yes, they don't need spores. True, true. I mean, honestly, it was just a really good all-in. It was a really good decision for the Zerg player, for Restart, to commit to an all-in then and there, and really was able to catch NightPhoenix off guard. With all those queens, with the roaches, of course. NightPhoenix otherwise was ahead. Like, NightPhoenix did a great job crippling the economy of the Zerg player, forced the all-in, but unfortunately wasn't quite ready for it. That's the downside of going for all those Phoenixes, is that they aren't an amazing unit defensively, especially if that's all you have. There was very little on the ground for NightPhoenix, and with that, we are getting into our next series, into our next best of 2. Here we go. Game 1 is going to be taking place on Altitude. Looks like we may have someone lagging out as we load in, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just quickly double checking, and Ghost is a Terran player. And what I will say, if you're a fan of Team STARCOM, do not worry, because Wayne is the ace player of Team STARCOM, and he is one of the best Zerg players in all of Europe. He is definitely going to be coming in here hot and heavy, and it's going to be on Ghost to cause an upset. Now, the reality is that Ghost only needs one game. He has 2 chances to take a game, so there is still pressure on Wayne, but for the most part, like, he shouldn't be feeling like too disturbed here. Like, he should be feeling confident coming into this. He just has to play out his game, nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the norm, and Wayne should be able to force the ace match. Should be able to force it, but yeah, we shall see. As we're kind of stuck on the loading screen at the moment. A little bit stuck. It's all good. We can always remake, of course, if someone does lag out, if a player lags out, we can always, come back. Do we restart? As we are getting into this, I know Sayo is an admin of WTL. I'm not sure if he was the streamer. Uncertain, as we are getting on into this and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. The bottom left-hand corner of Altitude, we have the blue Zerg player representing Team STARCOM. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Chinese Terran player, the red Terran representing Team KaoDa. It is Ghost. Oh, Wayne's going for a pull first. Wayne, you don't have to do anything crazy, Poppy. Calm down, calm down. I'm curious if this is just a safety pull first, or if Wayne is going to go for a very fast Roach Warren and a Roach Rush, which is definitely possible here from our blue Zerg player. I am a little bit concerned, as it's going to be a full hatch gas opener here from our Zerg. Meanwhile, Ghost back at home going for a Racked Expand, a very standard opener on Altitude as well. Something else to bear in mind is if we do end up going for an aggressive build here from Wayne, the rush distance by ground is very long. It's a very long rush distance by ground, so it's going to be difficult to really pull off something like a Roach Rush. For now, we have 4 Lings in production, and these Lings are going to be looking to delay the CC on the low ground. They're looking to avoid the Reaper and make their way across the map. And it looks like we're not going for a Roach Warren, thankfully. It's just pull first, just safety. SCV Scout does confirm this. Ghost does recognize how late this hatchery is, and the Lings are already out as well, so he knows it's a pull first, which means he should be keeping his Reaper back at home. The Reaper, though, is looking for those Lings, is being very adventurous, and because the Reaper moves out, these Lings, they can move in. And here we go, the Lings are looking to make a beeline for that building SCV. Actually, they go for the Marine. Marine will go down. Now he does go for that Worker. And he will delay the CC. So really nicely done here by Wayne. Delays it for a couple of seconds. Gets a Marine kill. Not too bad. Behind this, Wayne is going to be able to drone up, get into his natural. He gets 100 gas, gets link speed, then pulls out completely. So again, a very safe build here from Wayne. I'm pretty sure this pull first, even though he didn't get to do too much with it, was just in case Ghost was going for a proxy Rax. Would have given Wayne the advantage. As Ghost is going into the main base, and I'm not surprised, but he needs to scout right now. He needs to get behind this mineral line. Because he knows it was a pull first, he needs to make sure that it isn't a Roach Rush. It is a possibility. And he's also going to be checking behind, checking the natural base a little bit as well. At least from the high ground. Back at home, a very aggressive opener from our Terran player. It's going to be a 1-1-1. It is not going to be a faster TC, so very aggressive build here from our Terran. He's going to be delaying his third base by quite a bit to make this happen, and he's going for an add-on swap. It should be for Banshees. There it is. Banshee is on the way. Aliens have arrived. They're going to be chipping away at that hatchery. And just getting eyes on the third base. Rotating around. Picking up a tumor whenever they can. Meanwhile, we were talking about roaches earlier, and it is by no means a roach rush, but we do have a roach warren on the way. So Wayne is once again playing this out very safely. Is going to be going for a roach-based composition. Overlord dips in, does get eyes on the 1-1-1, does see that the third base is missing, so Wayne knows not to drone up too much and to make sure he gets spores out, as he does see Cloak being researched. There we go, Hellions are rocking up. Marines are in position. Spores are on the way, so again, these Banshees shouldn't be able to do too much damage, as Wayne is keeping up here with the rotations of the Hellions. Oh, the Queen, though, getting very low. Does force out a transfuse. Behind this, Wayne is going for a lair. This should be for Roach speed. There's double Evo chambers for 1-1. So again, Wayne is going to be committing here to Roach Ravager. Very solid composition, very safe as well. Like, in case he was up against mech, he'd be ready for it, and as I say that, I just realized... oh, it is gonna be mech. Additional factories are thrown down. We do have Banshee speed on the way. Let's go. It's gonna be the new form of Ferrari mech. Battle mech here now with Banshees. Love to see it. We do love to see it. Already one Queen is going to be going down. The Banshees do reveal themselves. There is detection. And good target firing. One Banshee is looking to be targeted down. As Wayne is able to hold on. Meanwhile, he's getting ready for a Ling counterattack. Okay, the third base should finally be taken here by Ghost. Should be landing it on location momentarily. Of course, Wayne is here to delay it. But there it is. It is on the way. Meanwhile, the Hellions are still looking for more damage, and they find another Queen. Not too bad. Picking up a Queen here or there for Hellions is a trade you want to be taking. Meanwhile, the Lings, they bust into the main base. They get eyes on the factories, on the armories. Wayne is now 100% certain that it is, of course, mech. And he throws down a Hydra Den. So, Roach Hydra. Now, the reason for the Hydras is because of the commitment into Banshees. We need anti-air, more than just Queens. And Hydras do support with that. They do help with that. Meanwhile, we do have a Roach counterattack across half the wall. Is a wall. Nice moves from Ghost, able to wall off just in time. Meanwhile, the Hellions, it's taking a while to deny this fourth base, but they're getting there. Hellion goes down. A lot of damage was done. This does soften up the fourth base for a later attack. Roaches are being hunted down. 4 SCVs went down in that Roach attack, but alas, I don't know if that was quite worth it. This Ghost is just building up his forces. Banshee's getting ready to harass that fourth base. Hellion's going to be rotating over towards the third. The Hydras have already arrived. Upgrades are kicking in. These Banshees, they need to get out of here. Oh god! Oof. Banshees do barely manage to escape. What's interesting is that we aren't doubling down too hard on Banshee production. There are only 3 Banshees right now. 1 at home and 2 on the map. From there, we're stopping. So Wayne has to be careful not to overmake Hydras. Again, they're a good supportive unit, but they're not exactly meant to be the main unit of your army here against mech. Here we go. We have Infestors on the way. Not quite Adrenal Glands. Pathogen Glands on the way as well. So, Roach Hydra Infestor from our Zerg player. As Ghost is still sharking around, he's just repaired his Banshees, heading back towards that fourth. Here we go, Wayne is looking to push back this army. He's going to be losing a lot of these Lings, but the Hydras do push this back. At the same time, here come those Banshees, and oh my god, they want the base. They shouldn't get it, but they want it. Oh god, it's going to be close. The Banshees are forced back, and the hatchery does survive. Bit of miscontrol from Ghost, sticking around a little bit too long. Does lose a Banshee. And Ghost is going back into Banshee production. Okay, interesting. He was building up tanks back at home. Oh, meanwhile, Ghost is being surrounded. Doesn't quite commit, but here comes the Fungal. Massive Fungal on the Cyclones. Oh, and Ghost is losing a little bit too much here on the map. As he loses his Cyclones, we do see his main base going to be a little bit more vulnerable. Wayne moving out. Takes down the Banshee, working towards the tanks. There's not much to protect the tanks. They are being filed down. At the same time, a Blue Flame, Hellion Rambai at the third base. Now Hellbats. Oh my god. They're trading decently well, but alas, it just was not enough. And Wayne's Hydra army is pushing on forward, getting on top of the tanks. There's nothing to protect them. No Hellions, no Cyclones, no buffer. And Wayne is breaking the defenses here of Ghost. There are a lot of tanks here on the high ground, but again, there's just not enough to protect them. GG gets called, and Wayne takes game number 1. Fighting back for himself, fighting back for his team. Oh, let's go. And you know, we just be chilling. Wayne just slowly getting into his roaches, getting into his hydras, doing well for himself. Meanwhile, let us get our lovely WTL observer in here. Let's get him in here. As we are getting ready, it's going to be Ghost's map pick to try to bring himself back here. He's going to be going into Babylon. Now, again, Ghost still needs to win only one more game to do it for his team. Yeah, Ghost needs one win. Meanwhile, if Wayne takes this next game, we force the ace match. We force the revive match, the best of one, which we haven't experienced yet today, but I would love to bear witness. Here we go. As we are again getting into Babylon. All the way, Poppy, all the way. I see in the chat. Ghost not building any ghosts? At least NightPhoenix was making phoenixes. True, true. Here we go. We're getting into game number 2 of this best of 2 between these two players. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the Chinese Terran player representing Team KaoDa. It is Ghost. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Red Zerg player representing Team STARCOM. It is Wayne. Something funny about a bloke named Wayne winning StarCraft. I mean, look, he's Wayne now as he's going for another pool first, by the way. So very safe opener once again from our Zerg player. Wayne, aka Vanya, aka Radita. Wayne has a bit of an identity crisis and has name changed very frequently over the past couple of years. So, you know, next year he may be something else. He may call himself something else. It's possible. It's possible. Este Wayne. But he's a great player. Much love. Much love to Wayne. He's one of the best that Europe has to offer. And we'll see how he's able to bring it, if he's able to bring it back here for his team. For the time being, it is a pool hatch gas, just like the last game. And from my understanding here, especially because because Team STARCOM are down in this series, I'm pretty sure Wayne is looking to just play this out as safely as possible and make sure that he can bring it all the way back here for his team. As we have Lings on the way. And Ghost is going to be going for a Rax Expand, but a CC on the high ground. Interesting. I feel like this is a little bit unnecessary. As in, we saw that on Altitude, to be fair, Altitude is a larger map, but on Altitude, Ghost, this pool first didn't really slow him down at all. It like delayed the CC by a couple of seconds, but that was it. Like, it didn't really do much. So for Ghost to react like this, so I do think it's a bit of an overreaction here. Maybe just a little bit afraid that Wayne is gonna link flood him. But as we can see, the Lings are waiting back at home. And there is no prioritization of, you know, a Roach Warren or a Bailey Nest. We have Link Speed on the way, but we pull out of gas. So Wayne is being very efficient with his gas mining. And oh my, okay. As back at home, Ghost this time is going for a more economic opener. Going to be going for a fast third CC before starport. Why didn't we see this on Altitude? I feel like it's safer to do it on Altitude, but, you know, by the by, it's fine. So we're getting into our add-on slope, getting into Hellion production. Yeah, Ghost is going for a very economic opener. Very safe when it comes to his natural, of course, but economic nonetheless. Now this could still lead into mech. I'm hoping it doesn't, but it definitely could. As the natural is being taken. We should be seeing an add-on swap between the starport and the racks, going into Banshees once again. There it is. So we're not really diverging too much from the opener of Game 1. Just more economic overall, which I do stand behind. I do appreciate. Meanwhile, back at home, again, even though it was a pool first, it was a safety pool first. Wayne just saturating his bases, joining on up, getting his third. And I wouldn't be surprised if Wayne goes for another Roach Warren again. As he's coming in with an Overlord Scout, does confirm the third CC and also confirms Banshees are in production. Doesn't see much else. I mean, there's not much else to see. So Wayne, he gets everything he needs. Should be throwing down some spores momentarily. Making sure he has plenty of queens out. And hopefully is able to keep up with the Hellions. As Ghost is going to try to rotate between the bases, threaten the third, but alas, the queens are in position. We do have, I believe it was a 4-minute 30 lair timing, so a very standard lair timing from Wayne, going straight into a Bailey Nest. Again, very safe play. No Roach Warren this time, but he's prioritizing his Bailey Nest over his upgrades, over his Evo chambers. So again, Wayne just making sure he gets into bailing speed. Behind this, it is going to be Bio. 2 more Raxes are thrown down. No more mech from Ghost. He may actually make Ghosts. It could happen. It could happen. Let's go. Once again, the Hellions are being forced back. 4th base is being taken. Now we have both Evo chambers for double upgrades. Once, of course, bailing speed is upon us. What it started. So again, just really safe play out of Wayne, and yeah, to go into Ling Bane, he's fortunate that he's up against Bio this time. Banshees do rock up, but we have detection, we have queens in position, and Ghost is deflected. Back at home, he's working on Stim, he's working on his own 1-1 timing, and saturating his third base. So far, a pretty chill game overall. I'm curious if Ghost especially if he knows he's like the underdog in this series. If he's going to go for something a little bit more aggressive, I have my eyes peeled on the racks count to see if he goes up to 8 raxes and goes all in on 3 bases, or if he expands and takes a 4. As the Banshees barely do escape. Oh no! I spoke too soon! Oof. The flanking queens come in and they take down both Banshees. Very nice positioning here from Wayne, shutting down the Banshees of Ghost. And that's one less thing to worry about for Wayne. Hellions are still being active, of course. We are forgetting +1 defense, by the way. +1 armor has not been started for Ghost. I was waiting for it earlier, so a little bit of a mistake here from Ghost, a little bit of a misstep. He has the money for it, just didn't start it. So his upgrades are going to be a little bit lopsided, but hopefully it's not the most impactful of things. At least he's got attack on the way. There it is. There's defense. So he does now notice. Has rectified that. Meanwhile, the first double drop is upon us. Ghost going to be keeping his tanks back at home, so a much more defensive position. At this timing, Ghost, he could have moved out with everything. Alongside these Hellions, he can morph them into Hellbats to support his tanks, but he's going for some safer play instead, just going for drop play. He doesn't want to lose his army. Not yet. He's working up towards 5 Raxes. So still an acceptable Rax count, and he throws down a 4th base. Okay, so he's not going for a 3-base all-in. He takes 2 gases. 4th base is on the way. Ghost, he's going for a macro game. He is now moving out with his army. This is 1 minute later than it usually hits. There are those Hellbats. We do have +1 attack, but we don't have +1 defense for this. Oh, some good tank volleys going off on those Banelings. Not a bad start for Ghost. Does stim on forward. Hydras have already hit the field. Wayne setting up a full surround as well. Has an army coming in from behind and from the front. At the same time, a drop here on the right-hand side is going to pull away some of that army. It's going to distract Wayne, but isn't going to accomplish too much, as it is going to get cleaned up. Oh! And here we go. Wayne is looking to collapse, coming in from multiple angles. He's going to shut down these tanks, gets on top of them, and the Banelings, they roll into the bio. Not the best Baneling connections, but oh no, we have plenty. We have plenty left over, as Wayne overpowers this position, and Ghost is forced to back off. He was able to save one of it. No, never mind. I was going to say one of his tanks. He saves 1 Hellbat, but has 1 tank to defend back at home. More are coming over, but essentially Wayne has map control. Wayne he has full map control. He's on 5 bases, 82 workers. Hive is on the way. Adrenal, Vipers. The world is Wayne's oyster right now, and Ghost, he lost a lot of momentum. That push that got cleaned up, it wasn't the most efficient trade from the Terran side of things, and he has lost all map control. He's stuck defending back at home. He's walled off at his 3rd. He's walling off here in between his bases. He's got a sensor tower on the way. This does happen pretty often on Babylon in this matchup, but Ghost, he's looking to just stay at home and defend. It's going to become like, can Ghost get a 5th? Can he expand here or here? Can he ever get these bases up and running? Meanwhile, Wayne is now maxed out, and he's getting ready for a massive push, for a massive assault here on this location. Here we go. We have a Lingbane army pushing in towards the 3rd, but there is a wall. The Baileys will crash on through. At the same time, we do have the main army engaging as well, getting on top of the Planetary. The Planetary will fall. Likewise, SCVs get into the mineral line as well, and Ghost is being pulled apart. He loses the 4th, and he loses the mineral line here at the 3rd. 27 SCVs go down. Ghost is going to try to rebuild his 4th, and I was talking about how Ghost is going to be about whether or not he can expand and take a 4th. Sorry, take a 5th, but really it's about, can he even maintain his 4 bases? As Wayne is remaxing, we have 3-3 on the horizon. We have adrenal glands. No Vipers. Oh, no, yeah. We even have Vipers. Yeah. We have everything we need to just keep this up. Vipers are looking for those blinding clouds, and here we go. We're rolling on in. Tanks are being covered. A yoink as well on that final tank. And there is nothing left. Wayne, he just collapses on this army. Rolls over everything. GG. Wayne will take down Ghost 2-0. And we have an ace match. We are going to game 7. Let's go. We're going all the way to the final game. We are going the distance, and I'm curious. Of course, congratulations to Wayne. He was in full control of that second game for the most part. Really good pickoffs, and yeah, just a lot of really good map control as well. The engagements were looking amazing. He was taking up. There's a reason why Wayne is the ace player of Team STARCOM, and Wayne is one of the best Zergs in Europe as well. And from this point, I expect Wayne to be the ace. I expect him to come out as the ace player. He is the clear choice for Team STARCOM. From Team KaoDa, or KaoDa, sorry. From them, I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with their players. The only player that I'm familiar with is Turn. And Turn went 1-1 with Ashbringer. I have no idea who Restart is. And Restart 2-0 Nightmares. I'm sorry, NightPhoenix. So is Restart the choice? Is he the go-to? Is he the ace player for KaoDa? Or is it Turn? Right? Is it the Protoss or the Zerg? Who's it going to be? Who does KaoDa rely upon here to take down Wayne, if anyone? Can anyone do it? Ghost, I don't think is the answer here. I think Ghost, we've seen Mech, we've seen Bio from him, clearly. I do think there is a bit of a skill gap between him and Wayne. But when it comes to Restart and Turn, I'm not too sure, where their level is at. I don't know how Restart took down Nightmare. Sorry, I keep saying Nightmare. NightPhoenix in game 1. Yeah, I wonder who it's gonna be. It's gonna be on KaoDa to determine that. To determine their ace player. As a reminder as well, I believe the ace match is predetermined, and the ace match is going to be taking place on Gressvan. So that's something else to bear in mind, is it isn't just who can beat Wayne, period, it's also who can beat Wayne on Gressvan. A bit of a larger map, a more macro-oriented map. You can, of course, force the game to slow down and turtle up a little bit easier on Gressvan, or you can go for a big all-in. You can hit certain timing attacks. It is a possibility. So, yeah, it all comes down to this. All does come down to this. I think the advantage of KaoDa here, I was going to say, the advantage is that they know who it's going to be, pretty much. Like, it's, there's no shot that Team STARCOM bring out Ashbringer or NightPhoenix. I don't, like, as much as I love NightPhoenix, clearly today is not his day. So I don't think they're going to be brought forward. And we have confirmation. We have the ace players. All right, let's go.